Welcome, Arnold, Astrol, Ice, Westervries, Abby, and Kiezels. We have some interesting price action because we have quite a lot of volume, as you can see right here. And that is because we tapped into that liquidity cluster I talked about. So a lot of orders getting hit right here, which means that a lot of longs, their longs have been closed here, which turn into sells. So there's a lot of buying going on right now. So we can also see that with the order flow. Like here, 53 million negative delta, which are like the longs getting forced to sell, which we can see here. Perfect tap into that liquidity bucket. So let's see what happens here. Welcome, Slatan and Lise as well. So did we hit the 1 hour break? Yeah, technically we have it with some supply created. So I can already see that not really quickly a trade, most likely. We did break our hourly structure, which was first here, then we wicked it, and if we staircase it here, then we just broke it. But we have tapped into that liquidity cluster I've been talking about. So if the big players wanted to grab liquidity, they can use it here and then reverse it. But for that, I want to see the hourly break back to bullish. We now basically have hourly bearish structure. Here, low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. So this is our hourly bearish structure right now, and we have supply. So in order to flip back, or the bias back to bullish, I want to see that supply failure. And then I see the move below it as a potential deviation. And then I'm super interested in longs again. While we are holding below, we can technically go all the way back to the 4-hour swing low, or here for a higher low, for a higher high. So let's see what it will be. For now, bearish locally. DD, what's the rule on that? For breaks, if the break is not amazing like this one, does it mean it's not the best confluence, or should break a break? Yeah, it's a bit depends a little bit on the case. In this case, like, it is a break technically, but not a super confident one. So I would not. It is for me a break also because we have supply created above. So this is now my clean invalidation. But yeah, the context around it is most important. And in this case, we had a lot of liquidity down here. So there was a reason for price to get down here. So we did have the break, but it could be that we had the break to grab liquidity here and then reverse. But since we have the hourly break right now and supply created, this basically this whole zone is now lower high for lower low. Although I'm not really interested in trading it because I just want my setup. But let's say price absorbs here, then yeah, I think if we flip this supply, then there's nothing holding it back from new weekly highs. But for the time being, price is simply kept between this supply and these lower levels. We have demand right here, hourly demand. and then the 4-hour market structure low below. And yeah, as said, I wouldn't be surprised if we see some slower price action from Bitcoin now. So maybe we form a range between these levels for the time being. So for BTC, I don't see quick setup for now. This is the bearish level, and here just see what happens. We have some aggressive selling, but it are the longs that are getting wiped. And open interest not really doing much. CVDs are going down. Spot is selling. Yeah, not super interested. Yeah, what's later now? Personally noticed with tiny bosses very often act as SFPs. Yeah. Okay, so for BTC, it's not just waiting for some levels. Earlier today, we had the local tree drive, which played out. I did not take it. I was too late. When I was watching it from my phone, the 1, 2, 3, and then the local breaker structure right here. So that was technically a valid trade. I personally wanted to see that demand be mitigated here down, but after the break, it was already confirmed. And it was basically this trade, because technically your target also of a tree drive, your main target is the high from your first tap to this one. So this was technically your target. And then we see that like those 1.6 are not super interesting, but here price took the liquidity from this high and then reversed back down. Here was looking if potentially we would grab these lows into this demand for potential tree drive higher low, but we just shot through it. So then I knew likely we're gonna take the liquidity. Yeah, so mostly choppy price action on Bitcoin, not super interested. Then I also saw an alert from USDT. Okay, so USDT is breaking the 1-hour structure, trying to break it back to bullish. But as I said in these streams yesterday as well, I believe, is that this is the first sign. So we have lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. So a break above this level right here would be the first sign of a potential trend shift, but nothing too significant in my opinion, because we have supply above, and then the more important structure level is this 4-hour supply. So this is only the first potential warning sign, but nothing significant yet. I wouldn't be surprised to see this there, and that this is the new range formation basically, somewhere between here. And then watch, do we get distributions or accumulations? If you have accumulations down here, then that is a big signal that we might get a bigger reversal. For now, yeah, nothing too significant in my opinion. Can also watch, like this is an hourly break, but like also not super clean. And we created some demand here. You can watch how does price, if we retest it, how does price react, but overall this still looks weak to me. In order to expect like a reversal from this that can bring us back into the range strongly, I would love to see a range. with accumulation, so that you take the low. This will make me more worried that we get a reversal. Right now, this highly likely that this is our starting point of the range low, and now we can watch where's the range high. Maybe it wants to take that, and that our range is from low to high, and then can watch for distributions or accumulations. So for now, not too worried about anything. And if we flip above this supply, then I'm super interested in longs, because then I think that this is just a liquidity grab, and then we continue just the overall trend. So I have alert set, but overall I don't see clean range or anything. So remain patient. I want a quick look at gold. Gold, we basically had, let's delete it. Low, high, SFP, break. It looks like gold is lagging behind silver if I watch it right now. Silver kind of this, and then took all that liquidity. But overall, gold is bullish to me, unproven otherwise. Especially since we have this liquidity still resting. And I would love to see eventually a fill of all these imbalances into this demand. But so far it's just squeezing higher. And here locally I was watching for the RIMC, but we are pushing higher. So I had this as my range. Range high, range low. And there we broke above the range. So I was hoping for like range, initiation, mitigation, continuation. Just simple trend continuation levels. But yeah, so far it's pushing higher. And now taking the highs. So what could happen with the cooled is maybe you get like a local tree drive, mitigation, and then continuation. Because our unproven otherwise, the full swing structure can just be high low for high high. So let's see what happens here. The short is definitely counter context, so it's riskier to play. And this could have been already the mitigation, but because technically it retested the top of the range perfectly, but it just front ran that start of the demand. So that's a bit fortunate. But yeah, from a trend perspective, this is super clean. We can watch. With the optimal reversal is basically this zone. And then here, I will also want the structure. Like something like this would be really clean. So alerts are set, and then just watching what happens. Overall, it looks really strong. Welcome, Sudo. And Matt, welcome as well. This week will be engraved in my mind as the front run. Yeah, they did some nasty front runs on us this week. That's true. Also silver. It's very nasty. Let's see. Oh, we took out. Yeah. Damn. wanted to get in here, missed it, wanted to get in here, missed it, and now we took out that unfinished candle Kijo has been talking about for weeks and weeks. So yeah, painful that we did not get an entry, but they were pretty hard. Like this one was clean, but this was overnight. And then the retest also came overnight. Like, yeah, I was not watching the charts anymore. And then the deep 1, 2, 3 with a very aggressive break. So the entry was hard to get. And from there, it's just basically been squeezing like crazy, not giving any solid re-entry opportunity. And now we cleared those unfinished candles. So let's just zoom out. And then this is basically the range I'm still watching. So step 1, this is step 2 at the lows. Now we are basically at the mid-range with some demand. Let's see. This is the clean demand. Here we have also mostly just buy side liquidity. So if you get above that level, you likely squeeze higher. But yeah, if we just zoom out and watch it from a range, then it's a super clean range with locally it's bullish. So here's some demand. But yeah, I've been not watching gold, silver too long. It's trading pretty clean, but also like it, as I experience it, a lot of front runs because I've been watching it for quite a while right now, and I've never got an entry on silver. So I'm not sure if it's worth my time, to be honest. Gold is much better, and the crypto pairs to trade. It moves clean, but for the execution, it's pretty hard from my experience. So I'm going back to gold. And then gold seems to be lagging, what I was just mentioning. Where silver in relationship is already close to the mid-range, is this one lagging behind. So more interest in trading gold for the moment. And I think it can squeeze higher, but hopefully it gives an entry. And if this is already the front run again, then this week is truly the week of the front run. BTC is just holding here. I think we can range here for a while. ETH had that local Model 1 distribution yesterday, taking out this buy side liquidity high. And right now, yeah, I don't like this local range anymore. I think this is, we are in a process of going to the main range, in which this is just the range to look at. And then here we only have like super ugly liquidity, so that can quickly be swept. But then we can watch, do we get a 1, 2, the model 2 POI is this extreme liquidity and this demand right here. And then you have basically the 3-tap setup, 1, 2, 3, or price, and I have to watch that a bit cleaner. Because did we mitigate it? On what time frame is it demand? Yeah, so 12-hour demand. Let's watch if we, because here we front ran it, but maybe we already mitigated it on the lower time frame. Where's the here? do, do. Yeah, it looks like this is already mitigated. Although maybe the lower part is not. Yeah, well, it looks like it's mitigated. So then the model 2 makes more sense to me. In which I'm then just waiting for this liquidity to be taken. And then watch if we can play the model 2. I really like this idea. Also because we created equal highs yesterday. And did not sweep it. So this is more liquidity now. With that high also untaken. So for a solid reversal, I would love to see that be taken out. And then maybe from there start the distribution and then go down. So would love to see that ugly liquidity below be swept and then look for accumulations. Hype, we were looking at that local range yesterday, but it was never confirmed. So we can watch locally. Let's look at the clean chart. I'm not sure what it was anymore. Oh yeah, this was it. So we had that. Look how we topped again. It's fascinating. 1, 2, 3. You got your, not on a 5, but on a 3, probably your break right here. Bearish boss. So that was your local model 1 for 2R to the opposite side, which eventually now turned out to be like the high. And then we were watching, can this high, this distribution potentially flow over into an accumulation? But then you can see we had tap 1 here, then tap 2 kind of, and then tap 3, but it never confirmed. So you never broke this structure. So you could have seen it like, okay, this is tap 2, tap 1, tap 2. But to confirm your tap 3, you want to break back in the range and break structure. And here you never broke structure. So then it was just a lower high, and here we broke it. So that idea got invalidated. And now it looks more like a distribution than an in which this is our new range to work with. Low, high, 1, 2, 3 was the tap 2. And that left behind this demand and this demand. And right now we took tap 1, deviated the high with again a local distribution. And what I hoped to see, what can still happen, is to get the model 1 in a model 2 and then have 1, 2, 3. And then here I'm interested in longs again. But yeah, here we also front ran DPY for now. We only took that liquidity. But yeah, not a really clean entry confirmation or anything. So let's see. If we come back up, and then sweep extreme liquidity or extreme supply, then I'm interested in shorts. If we do not come back up, then I'm interested in a structured move anywhere in this demand zones. And if we get structure, then I'm interested in longs. So PY there and PY here. What happens in between is not super interesting. And for Tao, we are still in the same range we drew yesterday, with this red line being the hourly structure. So we tapped into high time frame supply. So this is a level where you can potentially look for distributions. But until proven otherwise, this is simply swing. Swing is this. So this can go all the way there and there. And the more local is high, high, low, higher, high, higher, low, higher, high. So if you take out the lows here, but do not break below that hourly level, then you can look for accumulations here for higher. So for Tao, also just watching, do we accumulate down here for potential longs? Do we distribute here for shorts? Or if we break down from the range, then you can look for lower levels. So pretty clean, clean levels and plans. But yeah, what I saw this morning already, probably not a lot of trades for the near future because they all need development. Gold seems like it wants to just push higher. So for me, there's not much to do, which is part of the game. Sometimes you have clean setups, sometimes not. And this morning I already saw likely a quiet day. For BTC, I think we can just range here, and then what happens in between there will be important. Lose this 4-hour structure, and we get bearish. And if we flip back above, yeah, there's nothing really holding price back. But this is an important level to watch, and then just see what happens in this level. And yeah, sometimes it's important to just zoom out. And then you can see that basically this can all just be a retest for higher. So our swing structure is high, higher, low, higher, high, higher, low, higher, high. It's also a daily structure. So on the daily, you can even go all the way to 75 and then go higher. So let's see. This wick is pretty ugly, but yeah, locally bearish, but I don't see any solid trades. So just let's see what happens. Thursday are my worst trading days this year according to my data, so I like to sit on my hands on Thursdays. Yeah, well, today it is a good day probably to sit on your hands. Hi fam, can we also draw, welcome by the way, Mike. Can we also draw a more high time frame range for hype with the target lows around 34.4 with the third tap of the model 2 already in and now looking for refined supply? Let's see. And I have to type it. Hype. This one. Yeah, this was also what I was initially looking for. That this was our one. This our deviation, and this was our potential 3. That could also be the case, but I switched a bit my plans because we took that liquidity, so then I expected to take the rest, but this can still be the be a play as well, in which we have 1. This was a super clean deviation. This is the lower high. Which is a clean idea. Also because we had this structure, high, high, low, high, high break. So this can indeed be the third tab of the model 2. And then the target is indeed 34, these stacked lows basically. That is the high time frame range. And then the lower time frame is this one. The short idea comes down to the same, which is to watch for a retest there. So we can watch, is there supply left behind, which is basically this whole zone is supply with this, the refined one, and extreme liquidity, I would say, is this level. So alerts there and there. Yeah, that was my original plan. I almost forgot about it because we pushed so high here that I was like, now that we took that high, this was only liquidity. So I thought then the model 1 is more likely because this was like super clean liquidity to directly take. But since we broke structure back to bearish, the idea is still valid. In which, let's see, if we broke below the very high. Yeah. So then on the high time frame, this can become a swing position. If price comes back up, maybe here, takes out the extreme liquidity or extreme supply, and then go down. And then the technical target of that is indeed the range low. So super interesting to watch if we get here for short. And locally, we still have that clean demand here to look at as well. So basically, this is a bounce slash long zone, and this is a potential swing short level. So yeah, definitely a good observation. So yeah, I don't know. Is there thanks DD, I forgot to put in the extreme liquidity level. Could be low time from short into high time from short. Yeah, indeed, indeed. Basically anywhere here, if you get that structure, can be a nice short. And hopefully at first it doesn't go too low already, because this is also mostly liquidity. The cleanest would be to now get that reverse and then break and then go down. It already goes down, then it makes it less good. But interesting one to keep an eye on. ETH seems to be in the process of taking that sell side liquidity. Ugly as fuck sell side liquidity. And BTC locally also just going lower. But yeah, for me, I want to always have my local ranges and the same kind of setups. And this is where I have to remain patient and not get into a trade just because I want to be in a trade. Eventually, a clear setup will come. And that is where we want to execute. Maybe now the crypto pairs, it seems like it will take some time. Because also, if ETH comes into this level, we are doing it aggressively right now. So I don't like aggressive. And I want to see price stall and then trade it like this, for example. But this needs time. Just as hype, it will take time to get there or lower. BTC, let's see what happens. Swing structure, we have this fib level there, which we can watch with that demand below it. So maybe the one that has the most potential in the nearby future is the Rimsey idea on gold to trade it with the trend continuation. So let's see. Beside that, I don't have much to talk about right now. Let's see, Kijos, maybe interesting confluence, but the high BTC chart I shared, there was a daily market structure break, not the best, but it broke and it had a beautiful distribution. Interesting to watch. I don't know if this, okay, that's the opposite, but we can, I wanted to say it's been so long that I charted against. I feel like a fucking noob right now, but you could always chart every coin against Bitcoin, or am I stupid? Or am I too old already? You always had like soul beat, yeah. Back in the days, you could eat every coin against BTC, but for hype, that doesn't seem to be the case. Okay, let's see. Hype USDT slash BTC USDT. Is it this chart? I'm not sure if this is this will be pretty clean. Model 2. But yeah, let's see what happens. There are quite interesting charts in the making. They just need some development. And locally, what are we doing on? Here we took the liquidity. And everything is going down basically. So locally sellers are in control. Thanks for joining, Mike. We'll speak to each other soon. Let's see. Sometimes the local is cleaner. But yeah, it's also like low, lower high, low low. There is a lot of volume going on here, so that is nice. But still, for me to execute, I want to have like sideways price action, and not this. This is too aggressive. So I think I'm gonna chill and just wait for the alerts to be hit. So put a little alert here, alert there, and then just wait for the new trades to present themselves. So a bit of a more boring stream, but we cannot influence what the market provides. So sometimes it's boring, sometimes it's there's too much action. Today it's a little bit boring. So thanks everyone for tuning in again. Tomorrow I will be streaming. It's already the last day of the week. And yeah, I will also start, what date is it? 7th of May. Yeah, in the coming weeks I'm gonna record all the Wyckoff videos. So then I will release them when I'm going on vacation somewhere in June. I have no idea when, but I have to plan that still. But the videos are coming on, so I think they will be nice because that's the last part of, and the most important part. Now everyone hopefully understands structure, ranges, and supply and demand. But with the Wyckoff lectures, everything will be combined, and then yeah, that's like the secret sauce. Then it will become truly interesting. So thanks everyone for tuning in, and thanks Arnoud. Not a boring stream. Good to hear that it's still not boring. Thanks everyone, and speak to you guys in the Discord, and see you there. Cheers.